Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about Zenkaiger episode 14 and how I think that this is a really kind of a better episode compared to what we've had so far. And I feel like maybe a lot of people who are kind of watching this, I feel like a lot of people in this who've been kind of following kind of agree with it, because it's not the same, it's not silly. This episode actually had a bit of premise. So the whole episode is basically Stacy tries to convince Twokai to actually turn around and like go against the Zenkaigers, and then they will give the kind of we'll give you what you want if you help us out. And I think this is when Vox, I can't keep calling him Socks. Vox turns around and says, yeah, I'll think about it type of thing, and he effectively talks to the others, and they kind of have a bit of a fight, a scuffle type thing. And you see quite a bit, but rather than me jumping around and giving stuff, we're going to kind of go bit by bit. Stacy has given Vox the ultimatum is, if you do what I say and you get rid of Zenkaiger and Kaito, then I will help you, and I may possibly give you the pirate world, into his thing. And he says, like, this will benefit both of us type thing. And Vox kind of does think about this, and he's like, should I, shouldn't I? But we know that he's not going to. We know that if they did that, it would be a kind of a bad thing, but they have to kind of put on a show. And it's kind of interesting that when Vox goes to Kaito and says, hey, look, this is the main thing, Kaito goes like, yeah, no problem, we can easily do this. I can easily help you achieve this. And I think that Kaito has this kind of plan, and Sek-chan, he also kind of makes a plan just to be on the safe side. The main part of this entire episode is the fact that they're fighting. So we see certain gears from different ones, like Jacko, was it Flashman, Masked Man, as well as Kira Major, and not Kira Major, the Space Sentai. That's the one. I never get the name right on that one. I always keep thinking Kira Major, but it's not. So we get kind of like fights between them, and they're using powers. And I like this, where obviously Twokai, when he uses the Cortana version, he obviously gets the Shinken form. So obviously when Kaito uses his gear, he gains the sword, so he can fight, and they become a little bit better. Now it comes up to the point where we see Battle Fever J, Battle Fever J, which it just felt a bit weird that rather than actually fighting, they went dancing. Now that's probably because that's what the Sentai was. So when I was seeing this one, I was thinking, it just it kind of took me out of the fight. Like, I liked what they were doing, but I thought that maybe they'd be using certain like fighting styles or stuff, but I just didn't kind of like it. It just didn't really kind of feel much for me. Kaiser turns around and says, time to use Eurus minus Sky Blue's power, which is from the Space Sentai, which then makes him grow into a giant ranger, which I thought was kind of nice. Like, it was kind of unexpected. But yeah, it felt like it's a very useful power, but I don't think he was a 6th ranger, so maybe it can change no matter what. So when we get the kind of like the end part, I really wanted the rest of the Zenkaigers to go, we're going to get you, and kind of start rushing in to actually defeating Twokai, because it's that instant thing where you're angry, you're like, oh my god, you killed the person, I want you gone type thing. And I felt like that would have been a lot better type kind of approach to it. We see that Stacy then kind of like backstabs him, as like double backstabs him and says like, I was never gonna do this, like, ha ha ha. And this is when Kaito comes back, and Stacey's like, what, you betrayed me? And I just generally was like, well, what do you expect? You betrayed Twokai, so why wouldn't you like expect that we'd have this? And it just generally kind of like, Stacy got on my nerves a little bit in this episode. So Stacy, Zenkaiger and Twokai fight. I like this because Stacy uses the Jacko gear and then has the power of Big One. And when they ask about it, it's like, it's the technique, actually it's the authority of Big One. And this is something you don't see, the fact that these evil rangers turn on Stacy because it's literally a power of authority, which I think was really kind of cool. And I would like to see if this uses a little bit more. Now, the main thing is, it comes into the Megazord fight, where we see Stacy go against Twokaiser. And I generally thought that this shouldn't have happened. Like, I feel like Stacy's Zord was a complete joke. Like, you've got this build up, and I've seen this happen before, where they build up this robo. It's really powerful and gets destroyed really easily. Now, you kind of think that you wouldn't have it kind of destroyed and that, you know, it would carry on, but it feels like Stacy's becoming a bit of a joke, which I don't feel is right. I feel like, you know, why is he even there? Like, he's meant to be the rival to Kaito, and yet he's being used wrongly and he's not being utilized well. I generally kind of really didn't like that. So in general, this episode kind of like, you know, they have a party, which it feels like they just jumped to Christmas, which again felt really weird. Like, there's decorations, like it's a party, but they don't explain it. To me, I just generally kind of felt that this was a bad way of doing it. It was nice that they're kind of like they're friends, they're becoming friends, that they'll join the team a little bit later. But to be fair, like this episode was a lot better than ones that we've had before. There are a few nitpickings that I would have that I would generally change, but in general I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode. It felt decent enough for me to go, do you know what, I can rewatch this one episode. And it was nice seeing that, you know, Big One has the power to control the Jackos and says, like, you know, he's the commander. So I generally kind of thought that was really cool, and I liked that ability. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that. What are your thoughts on this? Do you like the idea? Do you not? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。